English 2.9. Form developed personal responses to independently read texts supported by evidence. This activity requires you to form developed personal responses supported by evidence to at least 6 independently read texts. These responses and supporting evidence can be presented in written and/or oral forms. You must include at least 4 written texts, 2 of which must be extended texts. The other texts can be visual, oral, or written. All written texts must be selected and read independently by the student. So let's see what this looks like. Here you will see the achievement criteria. You will see that in all of achieved merit and excellence, you are expected to independently select, read and respond to texts, and that these responses should be supported by evidence. However, for merit, you're to form developed, convincing personal responses, while for excellence, you need to form developed, perceptive personal responses. To achieve the standard, you should keep a log of your reading. A developed personal response means you have shown your own personal understandings of, connection with, and/or opinion on the texts read. Try to include topic sentences to show how you think the text builds on the ideas, statements, thoughts, feelings you already have, and how they are connected to the purpose of the text. Remember to use evidence gathered during reading to base your ideas on, and don't forget to think about the context of the text. That is, where it was written, when it was written, who it was written for, and who wrote it. Remember, forming developed personal responses includes responding to links between parts of the text in your own personal experience, situation, and/or prior knowledge, and/or responding to links between parts of the text and the wider world. You could make connections and comparisons with knowledge, experience, and ideas from relevant social, cultural, literary, political, or historical contexts and examples. To achieve with merit, you must do the same as for achieved, except your personal responses need to be convincing. Your reading log should show a meaningful personal connection with your texts. Form convincing personal responses means to show that what you have read actually means something to you, or what it might mean to other people who might read the text. It shows you have formed a connection with and/or opinion on the texts read. The response will demonstrate significant understandings and express viewpoints that are reasoned, clear, and relevant. This may include making meaningful links by exploring how and why parts of the text and the wider world connect. You could make connections in comparison with knowledge, experience, and ideas from relevant social, cultural, literary, political, or historical contexts and examples. Finally, for excellence, you need to develop perceptive personal responses. This means you are able to show insight in thought or reflection of the text. You will be able to state why you think an important part of the text works well. A mature response to the text will allow you to make conclusions about the wider context, such as human experience, society, and the wider world. And last but not least, I have some key tips for you. Firstly, read regularly throughout the year. While you're reading, make notes and write responses as you read the texts. This will help you to provide supporting evidence. Try to read a range of subjects, authors, and cultures. Request feedback on your responses as you go so you know that you are on the right track. Keep notes organized and stick to deadlines. And lastly, use clear topic sentences to state your personal response and quotations or evidence that support your opinion. The website I've given you here gives you further advice on selecting texts, tracking a range of texts, reading and connecting with texts, and presenting a response.